Talk whack to me, talk whack to me,
Yeah.
talk whack to me, talk whack to me.
What's up, WACC people? I'm here to give my review of Obi Wan Kenobi, the new series on Disney Plus that follows Obi Wan Kenobi's journey in between Episode 3 and Episode 4. This is a new Star Wars show. Just wrapped up. The final episode aired yesterday, so I want to give my review and my thoughts, opinions of the series as a whole. So overall, I liked it. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I'm mad about that. I wanted to love it a lot. I had been wanting to know, it was such a long time period, 19 years from episode 3 to episode 4. I was so curious to see, well, what's Obi-Wan been doing in that time? What kind of, he could have gotten in adventures. I've never been the person that thinks, oh, he just been sitting down in the hut just waiting. I was like, no, you can explore so much with that character and what he's going through emotionally. Everything he's known is gone. He's having to restart life, and he has, this child that he has to protect that he believes is the hope, the new hope for the entire galaxy, and the way of getting rid of the Sith. Also coping with, his best friend turning to the dark side and his failures as a teacher. All that stuff I've been thinking about, and I know they touched out on this in Legends about Obi-Wan. They had his novel about being there, but I really wanted to see something in live action. I never thought that'd be possible, but it was. So when it was announced that they were going to do an Obi Wan Kenobi series, which I believe originally they were thinking of a movie, but it came out as a series, I was excited for it. I thought, okay, cool, we get even more time with these characters. So to have it come out and not live up to my expectations, I am upset about it. Maybe not upset. Well, a little disappointed. I'm disappointed. But I have heard a lot of other people who reviewing it. They have negative things to say. Some people loved it, but I've been hearing a lot of hatred for it. I don't think it was like the worst thing ever. I think that the Boba Fett show was way worse than this. And I thought we had a lot of great high moments that were about the main character, as opposed to the Boba Fett show. They had to get the Mandalorian in there to make us interested in Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka. And there were some awesome cameos, especially at this last episode. But for the most part, I felt like it did focus on Obi-Wan Kenobi a lot. And we got to see him and Leia have a little relationship. So that makes a little bit more sense of why she named her son Ben years later. And, some people think that's messing with canon, that they knew each other. But there was nothing in the New Hope that said that she didn't know him. She just said, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, years ago you served my father in the Clone Wars. I've heard some people say, well, why would she mention about that time when he saved you? My thought on that is, well, it's not relevant to what the request is. She's requesting that he come fight another war. So, her being a politician, she tries to phrase it in a way like, remember you said you helped my father fight, now please help me. She never states that she doesn't know him and she never met him before. That's just assumed by us, given the way it is. But go back and watch that. She could very well know who he is. And even when Luke says, I'm here with Big Kenobi, she automatically knows, oh, Big Kenobi, that's the same guy Obi-Wan. She can say, I'm looking for Obi-Wan. Another thing that people were saying that didn't make any sense, and they kind of explained it in this last episode, was, Darth Vader telling Luke, Obi-Wan once thought as you did, when Luke was saying there was good in him. And people were saying, well, the way that Darth Vader has been portrayed in this series, there's no way that Obi-Wan could think there's good in him. Now, the way I've always taken that was Obi-Wan thought there was good in him before he turned evil. So, like, you watch episode 3 when he's talking to Yoda and Mace Windu, they're like kind of talking down on Anakin, and Obi-Wan is defending Anakin and saying, like, is he not the chosen one? Is he not the one that's going to bring, balance to the Force? As I thought that's what they meant, like, when everybody else was against him, Obi-Wan stood with me, but then, I turned to the dark side and killed a bunch of younglings and yada, yada, yada. Obi-Wan doesn't think I'm such a good guy anymore, But, I know a lot of people were thinking about that, so they addressed that and had a moment where, in their final battle, his face was slashed, Vader's face was slashed, very reminiscent of Rebels, when Ahsoka slashed his face and slashed the mask and his face, it was exposed, and it happened this time as well, and they had a heart-to-heart, and it was kind of let it was kind of shown through Vader's actions to Obi-Wan that he was evil, and that was that. Um, but overall, I did like the show. I did not like how much attention was given to Reva. I didn't mind the character. I thought that the performance was bland. But that was more so because of the writing and the direction, or lack of, that she was given with that character, I feel like. And while I still feel like this was an Obi-Wan show and this was focused on Obi-Wan, I do think that we could have gotten more from Obi-Wan if we spent less time on her story, which ultimately nobody cared about and it meant nothing. So let's start from the beginning. The first episode I thought was great, and I think a lot of people would agree with that. The first episode was great, and you really get to see where Obi-Wan is and how down he is, and the hostile relationship he has with Uncle Owen, about Luke, and how he wants to train Luke, but Uncle Owen wants Luke to just be a kid and live a normal life, and he doesn't want to put that pressure on him, and already taking jabs about like he trained his father, and he sees how terrible that went. He doesn't want that to happen to his nephew. Of course, I think it goes in episode 2, or it's the end of episode 1, where Leia gets kidnapped. So that's how we get Obi-Wan off of Tatooine. He has to go save Leia, which makes sense. That would be the only thing that would get him away from Luke, is to save Leia. And episode 2 is about him going to get her. I know a lot of people didn't like her running away from her captives, Princess Leia running away from her captives, because she's such a small child. That thing, she shouldn't get that far away. That really didn't bother me. That's not something I thought about. It's like, whatever. She goes to that jungle all the time. She knows all the terrain. Whatever. They got her. They got her, and they took her. So episode 2, Obi-Wan goes to find her, finds where she is, saves her, and Reva kills the Grand Inquisitor, which caused a lot of controversy. And I wouldn't have done that, because for the next 2 or 3 episodes, that's all anybody was like, well, where's the Grand Inquisitor? Where's the Grand Inquisitor? Instead of watching the story, we're like, well, this doesn't make any sense, because we know he comes back later in Rebels. That gets rectified in the 5th episode, but episode 2 was okay. Some people kind of hard on it. I kind of like to pair episode 1 and 2 together. Episode 3 was the face-off between Obi-Wan and Vader, and before that, a lot of good character building between him and Leia. Leia kind of finding out that he knows who her mother is, and asking if Obi-Wan is her father. Obi-Wan's like, nah, I wish I was. Obi-Wan kind of getting a little bit of mojo back, a little swagger back, fighting off stormtroopers before Vader come in looking like a super villain, or a horror movie villain. Just coming in, snapping necks, beating up people, doing anything he can to get Obi-Wan, lure him out. And I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed this. I liked him torturing him, Obi-Wan running. The darkness kind of added to the horror of it, horror aspect. And then him setting that fire and then using the Force to push Obi-Wan down on it and burning him. Oh my God! And saying this is just the beginning. It was great stuff. The only thing I didn't like, and I think everybody addressed this. So then they just go ahead and set another fire, and now that's blocking him from getting to Obi-Wan. And like this little slow droid just comes and picks him up and carries Obi-Wan away. It's like, why didn't Vader just use his powers to stop him? Like, no, he just used the Force to start a fire. Why he can't use the Force to put the fire out, or grab the droid and pull him through the flames? Or why can't they just go around or use their speeders? So it was really annoying. The 4th episode was, again, at the end of 3, Reva kidnaps Leia, so they have to go save Leia again, which is the same. It's like this the same beat by beat story. Was just not. People hated this episode. I wasn't hating it to the end when I was like, oh, that's it. That was another problem. These episodes are really short. Like, they should have just given us 4 episodes, a nice length that we could enjoy. I don't know why they did it this way, but it really took away from the enjoyment of episodes, because it's like there's not enough. And there's so much focus on Reva, like that crappy interrogation scene between her and Leia, which I did not care for, and was just the same thing over and over again. But he ends up saving Obi-Wan and the girl, Imperial lady that he meets in episode 3, end up saving her, and they get off, and nobody chases them, and it's just really easy to do. And she slaps a couple stormtroopers. She slaps some more in episode 4. It's episode 5, right? Right, because episode 4 is when they save her. So episode 5, slaps some more stormtroopers, but she ends up dying. Episode 5 is about them trying to get away. At the end of episode 4, it was revealed that Reva allowed them to escape and put a tracker on. Princess Leia has this little droid thing she's been carrying around the whole time. So there's a tracker on there, which also makes the droid evil, and it kind of sabotages the ship. So Princess Leia has to go try to repair it because she's the only one small enough to fit in there, while Obi-Wan tries to buy them time. And we discover that Reva was one of the younglings we saw in the first episode. It's all grown up, and she doesn't really like Darth Vader. She wants to kill Darth Vader. And there's been awesome, elaborate rules to get close enough to him. That's why she killed the Inquisitor. She wants to grant Inquisitor the title. She wants to be close enough to murder him to get revenge for her friends who were killed in Order 66. And he also had stabbed her. So Obi-Wan pretty much uses that and convinces her to, hey, let's lure him here, and then you can get him. He'll be focused on me. So Obi-Wan and gang get away, and Reva tries to kill Vader, but doesn't. And he plays around with her before eventually stabbing her. And then we see the Grand Inquisitor's alive. So there you go, he's back. But then they just leave her there. It's like, why is Darth Vader just leaving her here? That makes no sense. But that's what they do. And then Obi-Wan had got a message from Bail Organa where he's just saying everything oh my God, oh, she's alive. If she's not, I'm gonna go see Luke so that she can be because Owen's gonna need help raising him. Pretty much telling the whole thing on a message, and Obi-Wan doesn't delete it. In fact, he gives it to I forgot the Indian guy, but he's really famous. He was on it. He gives it to him. We just met. Say, hey, hold this while I go turn myself in. Instead of just delete the message. So she receives the message and kind of puts two and two together that the boy is Darth Vader's son, and she had met Uncle Owen in episode 1, so she remembered that name. So she went there, and so she goes there to try to kill Luke, which is episode 6. And man, we got a great rematch between Obi-Wan and Vader. Vader's we see Obi-Wan doing a little bit more than last time, but Vader still has the upper hand. Obi-Wan finds himself, finally comes out and he kicks the crap out of Vader. And then he slashes the mask off. He sees Vader's face and looks at him like Anakin. I believe Anakin's eyes were blue and then they went back to the Sith red and yellow. And he's kind of he tells Obi-Wan, you didn't kill me, or you didn't cause this, Obi-Wan. I killed Anakin on my own. I'm Vader now. I'm evil. And he has this scary face, and Obi-Wan's my friend really is dead. And it says goodbye, Darth. Now it's just acknowledging this is who you are. You are Darth. You are evil. But he leaves him alive. It's why did you leave him alive? Why did you just kill him? You could have killed him right there. What the heck, man? And then you're going to send his son to go kill him years later? Talking about you have to do it. Look, you got to kill him. Why didn't you do it, man? What the hell, man? It's my daddy. I just found out it's my dad. Now you want me to kill him? That was crazy. But this whole time while that's happening, they keep cutting to this stupid stuff of Reva going to try to kill Luke, and Uncle Owen and Emperor, they got guns. Emperor's she's a badass. She's got her guns. Telling them, come on, we're gonna do this ourselves. But they get beat up. Luke runs off. Reva, chases after him. She drops him down off a cliff with the Force. About to go stab him. He's knocked out. She's about to stab him with a lightsaber, but then she decides not to because he reminds her of herself as a child. And so that was so stupid because we already knew he wasn't gonna die. It was a very anticlimactic. There was no stakes because it's she's not gonna kill him. So, at that point, Obi-Wan kind of sensed him and ran after, erased it in the speeder and got there really fast. I don't know how far they were supposed to be. And she comes out of the desert. Reva comes out of the desert with the little boy, with the little Luke, gives him back to Uncle Owen. She cries. Obi-Wan says it's okay, you did the right thing. And we don't know. I guess she's gonna show up somewhere. They might announce the show for her. All this damn time she got. And I don't condone racism, but I will say this. She was not a good character, and it should not have been about her. Why can't Star Wars just do what we want? I just gotta add little things or tweak little things. Just give us what we want. We wanted in the movies, we wanted to see the original trilogy, the original characters come back, and we wanted to see Luke Skywalker messing people up with a lightsaber. And they just couldn't. They had to make it so different and change it and subvert your expectations. Just give me what I want. I just want to see Obi-Wan and Vader deal with their issues one more time before they before the final time. And we had to get so much of this lady. And again, I do think it was about Obi-Wan. It was the Obi-Wan show. It definitely was. He was the star of the show, but too much time was given to this character. We didn't come here for this. Why? She could be a little background character who does a little stuff, and then you give her more depth later in her own or something else. But this is the main event. Get this out of the way. I'm looking at the main event. Like, leave me alone. So ultimately, Obi-Wan finds his mojo back. Leia gets back home safe. Owen and Obi-Wan have an understanding about Luke, and he actually gets to meet Luke. And then as Obi-Wan is walking away, we see Qui-Gon Jinn's Force Ghost. This whole series, Obi-Wan has been reaching out to Qui-Gon with no answer. And finally we see Qui-Gon, and it's Liam Neeson. He comes as a Force Ghost. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, they established in Clone Wars that he didn't finish his training, so he can't present himself as a Force Ghost. To which I said, you're right. That is breaking canon, but I don't care. I need some Liam Neesons in my life, okay? So I got my Liam Neesons on. Hopefully there's a season 2 now. I wasn't tripping off at season 2, but if we get Liam Neesons in season 2, I need that season 2 of Obi Wan Kenobi right now, sir. Please and thank you. And so he says, I've always been here, Obi-Wan. I just was waiting on you to be able to see me. So I guess all that guilt and depression Obi-Wan had was kind of messing him up with his connection to the Force. But now he's of a clear mind. He's back and he's ready to train. And we are off heading towards A New Hope. Oh, and Emperor makes an appearance too. Vader's talking about, I'm going to find Obi-Wan. We're going to get him. And the Emperor's like, you tripping too much. Can you not get over your past? Or like, what's going on? What's wrong? And so Vader's like, nah, I really don't care about him. Then that's fine. Vader knows his place. He's like, I'm just, alright, I'll leave it alone. I ain't going to bother him. I ain't going to look for him no more. I'm just focus on what I got to do. You know, whatever his duties are to the Empire. So overall, out of 10, I'll give it a 6. A solid 6. 6.5 maybe. A lot of great moments, but a lot of dull moments. Look cheap. And I don't know, just a lot of attention to Reva, who I don't think her story needed that. It was so obvious what was going to happen with her, that she was going to turn good. And I just really wish that we'd have more time, maybe some more flashbacks, focus on Obi-Wan's struggle, with Anakin, maybe more communication between the two of them, something like that. I think that's more so what we were expecting. What we got was okay, but I think that last fight scene could have meant so much more if the emotion between them had been displayed more throughout the other episodes. But like I said, overall, a good show. I'm down for season 2 if we can get Liam Neeson in there as Qui-Gon. One of my favorite Star Wars characters, probably my second favorite Star Wars character. Anakin Solo from Legends is my favorite. So if we can get that, I'm down for season 2. So, what did you guys think? Did you like the show? Not like the show? Please leave a comment. Let me know some of your opinions. And also like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I'm dropping new content on this channel. Thank you all. Have a whack day.
Yeah. Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me. Yeah. Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.